Guys, welcome to the Cape. We're back, and for the first time in recent memory, we have 3 beautiful days coming up. This is Sunday afternoon. We got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all beautiful weather. Not going to be raining for a change, so really looking forward to this. Let's go take a look at the boat. See what we got. It is plastered with pine pollen. Unbelievable. Well, at least there's no water up there. I can't tell from looking right here. I may have a little bit. Not much. Oh, we're good over in the port. All right. I'm going to go ahead and get her untied since we got nice weather coming in. Get the old girl all uncovered and get aboard. Well, I'm aboard. It's been about 3.5 weeks since we've been down here, and the cockpit, it's really weird. I think we got some leaking going through that tarp, but I came below, and everything's nice and dry, and everything's good. One of the things I did immediately was to pull these cushions out and just check to see if any leaking had. That's been my paranoia, by the way, that I go to all the effort of making these, excuse me, my own conceit here, these beautiful cushions with all the hard work I put into them, and then somehow water get down through, leaking get down through along the tow rail on either side, and I get that coming in and kind of messing up this beautiful work that I've done. So far, no dice. Everything's nice and dry. The cushions still look good. Everything's good. So, all right. Well, listen, I got some stuff to move aboard, so I'm going to get to work at that, but I got a lot of work to do while we're down here. Really looking forward to this. I know one thing, my wife and I are going to be going out to Sassuat Harbor for her lobster roll now that they're open. And it's all outside seating anyway, always has been. So we're looking forward to that. Go down there and let her have her lobster roll, and I'll have my scallops, and kind of enjoy that time down by the water out in Sassuat. In the meantime, I've got the plug to go down in the hole down underneath in the keel. I got a bunch of stuff, and we'll get to that when we do a new stuff corner here in a little bit. So, hey, welcome back. Glad to be back down here on the Cape, and especially glad to be back aboard Little Girl. Well, guys, I threaded this on in there. I didn't go all the way because I wasn't sure what my depth was, but I threaded it on in there, and then I backed it out, and I threaded it on in there a second time. So I know that this is going to hold. And as a matter of fact, here, let me do something real quick. I cannot pull that out for nothing. So what I'm going to do, when I get ready to do this, probably tomorrow, I'll go ahead and get my boat life cock out, throw a little bit of that onto the threads, thread it on in there, and say, job done. I don't know how much it's supposed to stick out. As far as I'm concerned, if it goes even relatively well down there, here, let me see if well down there, I'm going to be done, and I'm not going to worry about it. If a seaweed or something gets caught on that, it won't get caught on by much. So anyway, all right, problem solved. Boat plug. We'll show you the finish up on this tomorrow. Oh, by the way, I found my knife. At the end of the last trip, I came up missing this, my little pocket knife that I love so much. It's a lock blade, and anyway, I could not find it for anything, and it was just laying right down here. And good news is, I'd already ordered and purchased a brand new one, which is in my pocket already. I like this one more. I like the shape of the blade on this one more because I've already done a lot of sharpening, and it's got a really nice shape to it. So I'm going to clean this up, and this is going in my pocket, and my other one goes into my toolkit. So, all right, good news. So it's not a what's new, but it's a glad I found it. All right, back to you later. Well, good evening, guys. I'm back out on the boat. Supper is over and getting, let's see, what time is it? About 9:30, 9:35. And nice to be back aboard little girl. Uh, Looking forward to getting her in the water this summer. And yeah, getting there. Oh, I don't want to show that. I got some stuff over here that's going into New Stuff Corner tomorrow morning. But anyway, yeah, it's kind of exciting to be thinking about pressing on and getting her in the water and going for sail. Here, let's just turn this around. Sorry about that. Anyway, yeah, I got some stuff I'm going to be doing for New Stuff Corner tomorrow morning. Some of it's really exciting, and I'm just kind of chomping at the bit, but maybe jumping the gun. But that's part of the fun of having a boat that you're getting ready to go in the water. You know, you just there are 1,000 little things you want to get done, and some of them may be a little bit ahead of schedule. That's all right. We're gonna go ahead and do it and look forward to it. So, without explaining it any more than that, that's all I'm gonna say because I don't want to jump it and let you know ahead of time. But so excited about that 3/8" plug that I bought. That absolutely fits. And when I backed it out of there, I'm almost positive I was looking in and seeing that it was threading into lead. I could see, a kind of a bright spot, if you want to call it that looked like lead. That it had, was cutting the threads of that plug were cutting into it. So that's fine. If that's what it is, that's what it should be, maybe, because I mean that's right down there in the keel. And the thing I love about this boat is that apparently all the lead is completely encapsulated. All right, guys, tomorrow I want to finish out working at getting that plug caulked and in there, and just that way I can forget about it. I don't have to worry about the old girl sinking. I've got some other stuff I'm not going to give away now because it has to do with New Stuff Corner and 2 more projects that are going to be worked on. And so that's another issue. One of the big main things, we've got 3 days of good, dry weather, no rain. And this old girl is going to get finished out with the sanding. I want to get the starboard side of the hull completely sanded out and ready for bottom paint. And then I do have to go around and do the boot stripe, kind of go around and scrape all the way around and put barnacles, whatever, completely clean it down, and then tape everything off, and we'll get this thing started. Might as well get it started. I'm so chomping at the bit to get this boat ready for the water. So, all right, guys, that's it for tonight. Thanks for stopping by Restoring Little Girl. Hey. Glad to be back down here and glad to have kind of a light at the end of the tunnel. Here we are with the first one of New Stuff Corner, and it's the same plug that I mentioned to you last night in that segment. Basically, this is the correct size and proper actual 3/8" brass plug. Fits perfectly. And I'm going to continue threading in a few minutes. Basically, I'm just down here just to do this segment, but I'm going to bring the caulking back down here, throw some Boat Life caulking on it, and thread it on in, and we're done. This will hold very nicely. I'm not going to worry about it. So, anyway, number 1 on New Stuff Corner. Let me get back up in the cabin, and we'll continue on. And number 2 on New Stuff Corner. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. Can you see that? Okay. Basically, on the end there it is. I think you can see that. It says, let me see if I can, yeah, there we go. It says Little Girl. This is the lettering for the back, for the transom, for a Little Girl. And I ordered it, I've had it for quite a while, but anyway, let me go ahead and open it and take a look at it here. I've been excited to do this for a while, but I wanted to wait till we got down here to New Stuff Corner. So let me just cut this. And I think we're going to come out very nicely. All right. There's the directions. And I don't know if you can see that. Hang on, let me get my glasses on and see if I can see it. Oh yeah, it's going to come out great. And obviously it says little girl. And this is going to go right across the transom back here. And looking forward to getting it on. We'll do the renaming ceremony later, but for right now, it's here. I was glad to pay the price, and it wasn't that bad. Oh, I can't even remember how much it was, but it wasn't that bad. The other thing that I'm kind of looking forward to is that because I ordered this, and of course this is business as usual. They have already sent me an offer that if I do more lettering, which I have to do, the lettering for my boat number, which makes it official. You know, you put your Massachusetts sticker on there and all this kind of good stuff. So I'm thinking about it. You know, that's a little more, believe it or not, a little more pricey because there's more numbers and so forth. But I'm going to look into it and see. I think they've already offered me 20% off. And I think I got 15% off for doing the letters for little girl, just because I think they're desperate for business. But okay, that's number 2. Number 3, and this remains to be seen, guys. I went to Home Depot and bought this. It's called, what is the name of this stuff? It's called Antigua. And what it is what I was hoping was going to be match paint for the hall out here to be able to do touch up and so forth. I got it down here. I looked at the card that came with it, the color card, and I'm not so sure. So anyway, let's go take a look and see how this matches up. If it doesn't, I may try to get a chip of the paint and actually have them go make me up some touch up paint. But for right now, I bought this. And it may do just fine for what we needed to do, which is just some small touch-ups of where the paint's really been raked up badly. So let's go take a look. Well, that's just about dead on. Coming off the backstay chain plate, coming straight down, I drew a center line right through the very center of the lettering on little girl. And I also pulled the straight lines coming off the top of your lowercase and the bottom of your whole thing here. And then I struck a line here that's 2 3/4 down from the top edge here where the top of the transom ends. And I did the same thing over here. You can't see it because it's under the tape. And then I positioned it, and I think we're pretty good. But now I'm going to go and study how to apply this and make it dead on. But you look at that, I think that's pretty good. Visually, I'm wanting to raise that right-hand side on girl a little bit. But technically, it shouldn't be. I mean, technically, that is just exactly where it should be. Well, let me go watch a YouTube or two on how to apply this stuff and make it work first time, because you do not want to make a mistake. Okay, guys, so I went and studied the video of how to do this. Here, hang on just a minute. Let me grab it. There we go. Get a yardstick. Okay. Because, and ironically, as I watched it, I had already done everything that they told you to do. So I was already prepped for this. You notice here how I had a line that came right along the top of my lowercase. Well, what I did, you know, after watching the video, I measured from that line up to this. And you got to be careful here because this is rounded, obviously. So what I did, I measured from here up to here, and I eyeballed it across here to the where the shelf comes out. In other words, where the top of the transom is, not where the round is, where the top of it is. And it is 2 7/8. Okay, it's 2 7/8 here. And it's 2 7/8 down here. Now in the middle, this rises up right where the chain plate is. So I mean, you don't count that. But on both ends, it's 2 7/8. That tells me that this line is pretty accurate. Even though visually I'm feeling like I need to raise this a little bit, I'm going to trust the lines. I'm going to trust the measurements. And also because this is dead center here with the chain plate, I also measured from here out to the edges. It's basically 12 1/2 both sides. It's a little bit different, obviously, because you got the slant of the letters here, slant of the letters here coming away, but you have to trust it and just center up and do the best you can. So anyway, everything's all set. Then what they do, they have you go ahead and tape your center line, okay? And then you take this tape off here and you gently pull this back, okay? If I'm doing this right. I may go watch it again. Gently pull it back and to where you can, you know, the letters are exposed, and then you press it into place, and only at the very last you pull away the backing tape that is on the letters themselves. But anyway, you do the pressing into place with a squeegee, and I did find a piece of plastic that I could use for a squeegee. So I'm going to go watch that one more time. I just want to make clear on that. You know, look, I'm a beginner at this stuff. I don't know everything. All right, guys, here goes. Let's see how this comes out. Awesome. Okay, here we are down by the rudder foot. This is a job I started, probably 3 years ago. And what's going on here is the skeg is tapered. This is thick, this is thin, and the slot for the skeg foot here, these bands that go back, it also is tapered. So this is 2.5 inches, a 2.5 inch bolt. This is a 2.5 inch bolt. So you can see what happens as this comes back. That, you know, more of this is tapered to where this is sticking out more than this is, because this is thicker up here. Well, if I had this same size down here, it'd be way out here like this. So anyway, the whole point is, I'm going to go ahead and use a regular 2-inch screw down here, because this is, you know, that's the proper length, and I can tighten that up real good. On these, I've actually put a little lock washer under each of them just to take up some space. If I could, believe me, if I could get a 2.25 inch bolt, and they don't make them, at least that I've been able to find, I'd be doing a 2.25 on all of these, or at least 2.25 on these first two. But 2.5, you know, you can see the result. So, but this is for tomorrow. I wanted to get this started tonight. I made a trip up to West Marine, bought some new bolts, some new stainless. You go back and look at the video that I did about this when I first took this apart. I was worried sick that this is all rusted all to pieces. This is all stainless down here, every bit of it. All this is stainless, including the rudder shaft. But what happened was, as I was taking it all apart, the screws that were in these, the bolts, were regular metal. They were not stainless, and I was taking those out, and they were just rotted all to pieces inside. I mean, they were completely thin inside because they had rusted out so badly. So this has been all apart a long time, you know, and not tightened up or anything. Everything is dried out inside there. Tomorrow, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bed all of this with brand new boat life cock, all underneath these straps, all inside the threaded, well, they're not threaded, inside the bolt holes, and then put everything together and tighten it up, and we're done. We're done with all this, and that'll be all set. And because I'm only going to be in a week or two this year, as far as the boat is concerned, I'm not going to try to. I'm not going to put a zinc on this, because I don't need to. It's only going to be in a week or two, and next year, if I go in longer, then we'll put a zinc on it. But anyway, that's it. Tomorrow morning, get out the life cock and go ahead and get everything bedded and secured down here on the rudder foot. All right, thanks. Okay, guys, this is all done up just the way I planned. Those holes are just absolutely full of caulking. And I did the very best I could to seal all the way around with more boat life all the way around it. But honestly, what's going on here is you got stainless steel coming and going all through this. So not too worried about it. Not for this year. Not since we're going to be in the water probably more than a week or two at the most. So let me get around on the other side. And here we go. Probably spent about as much time cleaning up the mess as I did making it. But it's done. And I'm not going to worry about it. We're looking good here. Okay, guys, we're going to do this. We're going to call this a wrap on the #1 video out of the last trip down to the Cape. We got a lot accomplished, and we got a lot more to go here. So I'm going to go ahead and just say thanks for coming by Restoring Little Girl, and we're going to say just I hope you enjoy this, because this is a 2-part video, and because there was so much accomplished, we're a whole lot closer to being ready to go in the water, and just getting excited. So anyway, thanks for coming by.